political seat, then you're not sure what you're doing.
It's very divisive. If I call the senator board, the senator call us who support Joe, we are against. You should be happy that I'm calling a board. Legislatively, you support. Legislatively, you support. It's very divisive. If I call the senator board, the senator call us who support Joe, we are against. You should be happy that I'm calling a board. Legislatively, you support. Legislatively, you support.
I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, you are a gang. I am deliberately saying anybody who must get anybody at all costs for political seat, then you're not sure what you're doing.
It's very divisive. If I call the senator board, the senator call us who support Joe, we are against. You should be happy that I'm calling a board. Legislatively, you support. Legislatively, you support.
I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, you are a gang. I am deliberately saying anybody who must get at anybody at all costs for political seat, then you're not sure what you're doing. We take body work for the veterans of the rescue mission to rescue this country from the hands of the ongoing regime in the gang. We look forward for very positive support.
So when you put me at the helm of Liberia, then people start saying, look at the story of Liberia, like people talking Rwanda today. But right now, don't leave your hope too high. Things will get nasty, things will get dirty, because nothing is going to change. Even if you make Jesus Christ Minister of Finance, nothing can change. Nothing will change because the expense is looking in the face. You have to fund everything.
We gave body work to the veterans of the rescue mission to rescue this country from the hands of the ongoing regime in his gang. We look forward to a very positive 2024. We are regime in his gang. We look forward to we are regime in his gang. 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 We look forward to a very positive 2024.
So when you put me at the helm of Liberia, then people start saying, look at the story of Liberia, like people talking Rwanda today. But right now, don't leave your hope too high. Things will get nasty, things will get dirty, because nothing is going to change. Even if you made Jesus Christ Minister of Finance, nothing can change. Nothing will change because the expense is looking you in the face. You have to fund everything.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism and those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woe, economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the economic woe, economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Oh, this is not a secret.
So the last time I asked you, one point you said that was the last battle, you said another one. So we get a report that it has been stopped at the Freeport, and one of the contingents is USD. Is it true?
No single Liberia does not print United States dollars. The Federal Reserve of the U.S. is authorized to print U.S. dollars. We do have dual currency, but we do not print U.S. dollars. I'm not sure you need to still verify that information. We print Liberian dollars, not U.S. dollars.
Okay, so how many containers now you've come in the country with?
I'll need to contact my banking directors to be exact in terms of what is coming, what is being brought into the country. I can speak to a number that I'm not very certain of. If you want the details, I can help you in terms of how many containers and what is being brought.
So you're saying up to present you are not informed as to how much, what's coming as head of communication?
I want to be certain based on specific numbers that have been given to me by the banking directorate, and I don't want to speculate.
Wow! So it's confirmed that money, you people brought in money now as we speak. There's a continuous at the Freeport of Monrovia with Liberian dollar bank notes.
But you were on your radio the other time reading all the numbers and the clearing agency and all of that. So how is it that you are surprised about this?
Because the same thing we say is the same thing that happened. You people are bringing in money in the country as if to say you people have different motives.
I'm not going to get into that, but what I can say is just to emphasize that bringing in money was duly authorized by the national legislature.
The training of 10,000 people, young people in IT in 6 months by President Boyka, which is a joke, clearly is not realistic. Training in IT, you don't first 10,000 people. Where are you going to gather in the first place of training? Let's assume you're not going to gather them to training. Let's assume you're going to stay to your houses to be trained. So that means government is saying it's going to have constant electricity, it's going to have internet availability, or it's going to provide solar to the beneficiaries. That makes that program extremely expensive. And then you can't train anybody in IT in 6 months. What we need to do is to establish STEM education in our existing schools that already have brick and mortar, that already have students sitting in the school, right? Where teachers are, we need to reposition our educational infrastructure.
Yesterday, in Jikotan, as a community in Dhaka called Jikotan, a 55-year-old man by the name of Daniel in Tufa, he allegedly put the hands of a woman believed to be in her early 30 yesterday in Kansas City. And according to the eyewitnesses and the residents in the local community, people living around Daniel, they are being a little amazed Muslim, and Daniel stopped Jessica Bailey from passing in his yard.
Yeah, man, communication will be on the floor. Hopefully on Tuesday or Thursday, we're going to impeach President Boyka. President Boyka has convinced us in 1 month that he cannot steer the affairs of this country. So we are already working with our lawyer. As soon as possible today, we'll be working on that all day. Hopefully tomorrow should be on. If not there tomorrow. And the impeachment of the president will be on Thursday by God. So we're going to make sure that President Boyka has shown us in 1 month that he cannot manage this country. See what has happened 2 times. The president has not represented Liberia or Liberia.
I'm one of the opponents in propagating the Popo agenda, the PAPD. And today you say, what I'm hoping to offer? You're supposed to have been at English.
Are you being supported?
Brother, I'm saying, don't ask me that question. I think the party is under the obligation
to do for you.
Yeah.
But they aren't doing.
You asked me and you want me to be more confident. I think
are they doing for you?
I said I think the party is under the obligation.
That expression means they aren't, they ought to.
I said the party is under the obligation.
They are doing it for you directly.
English, I beg you. Let's move on.
You don't want to come straight.
Number same Andrew. I don't know what you mean. I said the party is under the obligation because I'm one of the progenitor.
No trouble, nothing too much,
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
I love you. I miss you. I want you back. Long time no see. Without your love, I'm lonely. I miss you. And it's too hard to bear. What have you done to me? I'm waking up in the middle of the night without you. And it's so unfair. I toss and turn, reach for you, only my pillow. Soon, awake, the morning, sun rises, I'm alone.
A brand new way.
Oh.
Very, very brand new. In the greatest country in the world called Liberia. We start the issues because the Lord, the newsmakers unfold them.
I love you. 4, 5, 6, I miss you.
We fetch them, we analyze them, we put the bits and pieces together, and then we throw it at you because you are the ultimate judge.
Evidence is right here. My smile has.
So another week again to run through the issues. Another day. Then there will be another day called Tuesday. Then another day Wednesday. Then another day Thursday. Then another day Friday. And I am told it's national holiday in Liberia, the only country with multiple holidays.
You and me.
Yet they will cry for money. The government will be at country's feet begging. And they will see no need to cut off some of those holidays.
Of turning all these dreams to reality.
While other countries are running 24/7, Liberia is sleeping occasionally or repeatedly, but they will always claim to be 176 years old, can only boast of age, but nothing substantive to show, yet at the feet, the mercy of other countries. The only country that is just begging and begging, even though no man is an island, but Liberia own. The beginning was saying in Liberia, it passed mass. So let me say thank you so very kindly that you joined us for the show Bits and Pieces on Voice of Liberia 104.1 Monrovia, Voice of Liberia 89.7 Kakata Magibi County, Voice of Liberia 90.7 Bun County, the online radio in which you can follow the show from wherever you are around the world, www.voiceofliberiaradio.com. My name is Sam Andrews. Edwin Dry is here. Patrick Sarr is on the camera, and we are at your disposal until 5:50. Until then, we've got the issues to talk about.
And it's so unfair. 1, 2, 3, I'm loving you. 4, 5, 6, I'm missing you. 7, 8, 9, I want you back. 1, 2, 3, I'm loving you. 4, 5, 6, I'm missing you. 7, 8, 9, I want you back.
So, as it is the custom of the show, let's bring you on as you have come on. Ansu Coleman, you are following from the headquarters of the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia, EFFL, Augustine Ojiplo. You've come on from Caldwell, Juju Oneway. You've come on, you didn't say, but you said good afternoon, guys. Please share this video. Yes, Patrick is doing that. J. Campbell Yanti, you've come on from Upper Cornwall. My dear Gian sister has come on. Benuti Andrews, good afternoon. Hope that you are following, you are faring well. You come on from Doe Community. Duarte, you come on. She enjoys herself. She makes the maximum use of the expression "life is good." Duarte, how are you? Hope that you are faring well. Thank you. I see the photos, the movement, the dress code, everything. Put the best of what you can into life. Yes. So thank you for coming on, Duarte. Frederick Rock, you've come on from Carisburg, Lower Mangibi County, and Solomon Kowimbi, you've come on. You've come on from where? Sinker. You said Old Road, Sinker. Divine Town. Elita Saki, you've come on from Kakata City. Simeon Tiklan, you've come on from what you didn't say, but you saying, hope that we had a wonderful weekend. Yes, we had, as evident, we are alive. I'm talking to you. We had a wonderful weekend. God's providential care is certain. Hey, my dear good friend, Yomotro Kringa, You've come on from the Twin Cities of Minnesota. Thank you for coming on, Yumutro Kringa. We are inspired by your presence. Hope that you are faring well. Conan J. Conan Jr., you've come on from New Georgia Estate. Emmanuel L. Conan, you are following from Chicken Soup Factory. Lovosha Gary Wayne, you've come on from where? Arizona, the United States of America. Munya Sharif, you are following from Cinco this afternoon, District 9. Solo Wat Corsia, you've come on from Gardnersville, New Georgia Estate, and you asked to how was your weekend. The weekend was great. We thank God Almighty that He kept His protective covering upon us and upon all of you people who have come on. Uh, this one, that's Briabo, February Mountain. You've come on from Douala Market where you are following. Kusuka Josla, you're following from Maryland County. Hey, dear Gian brother Stephen Coker, you've come on from Pennsylvania, the United States of America. Hope that you are faring well. Stephen Coker. Junior Gunsel, you've come on from Lac Compound 3, Moses Lackey. You've come on and you too. Yeah, the weekend was great. Yeah, that's good. Everybody asking how was the weekend. Yes. Abdullahi Dole, you've come on from Zaza City, Lofa County, Chichipule. Woman, you are following from Bon County. And who else? Koto AB Momolu, you've come on from Boys Town, Junction, Magibi County. Sule Zebeli, you're calling from ELWA, Mohammed Kamara, you've come on from Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, and who else? Ada Walker, you've come on from Virginia, the United States of America. Ibrahim B. Calling, you're following from Bond County. Ninan Quia, you've come on from North Dakota, the United States. LIBJ, you've come on from Logan Town. Saturday, there. Oh, Voodoo, where you following from Atlanta, Georgia, the United States of America, and Prince Zion, you've come on from Marshall City, Lower Magibi County, and you said, Cloud, we are City of Hope Community. Well, yeah, okay, that's good. Thank you for coming on. We will recognize you as you come on. So, the issues we've got to talk about today. From time to time, it doesn't meet the taste of everybody, no, but it is the reality, whether you like it or not. But let me get started with this, and then we'll move to the politics. And let me start by saying that it is not a news. It is not a news, no. God said it. And if you don't believe God, well, then you just look around. And if you look around and you see the devilish acts all over the place, you will believe him. But it is a known fact. He said in Jeremiah 17, the heart of man is desperately wicked. Who can discern it thereof except him, God himself? No one knows what runs through people's mind every day. We can see what is within, but we see the physical structure, the self, but we don't see the inner self called the mind or the soul. So we don't know that what makes society or life on this earth so complicated, hard to understand. But in the midst of all of these, like that American guy, I've forgotten his name, I will try to get it. He said, there are more good people in Liberia than bad people. There are a lot more good people in Liberia than bad people. The bad ones are in the midst of the good ones. The bad one will always go for evil. Bad people only know bad things. They don't know anything good. They don't want to be associated with anything good. We find ourselves why it is true that all of these things happen all over the world. But what is happening in some, if not most of the counties of Liberia, scary. Not that evil isn't available, not that people have not done evil, they've not demonstrated, no, they have, but the way it is happening in some of the counties in Liberia, that's what triggering people reaction the way they react. Because if you listen, simple things, they're taking people's life away. They're cutting people into pieces. Simple things. Things that really don't have substance. What we woke up to or we met the evening with, that this man, according to the story, and Sekou called the journalist up this morning to give a graphic picture of what happened. According to the guy, the journalist, whom Sekou called up this morning, there wasn't a commotion between he and this lady, but he will reach the conclusion that the lady should not pass in his yard. For what reason? It is not known. And the lady, according to the journalist, she gave in that she wouldn't pass in the yard. So she was moving to go and fetch whatever she had planned. And then while leaving the yard, according to the journalist, as he will give Sekou Sharif the picture this morning, he ran after her. And when she noticed that someone was running after her, she started to run too. And as far as her feet could get her, she hit something and she fell. And that fellow started to butcher her. Now, as I listened to the interview this morning, the journalist will tell Sekou, because Sekou will ask him that question, a very professional question, whether there was anything of a commotion, say, attributed to relationship, because most of the events we hear in Liberia, most of those things, you hear they were in this relationship, the man suspected this, the woman having an affair with this person. We've heard that repeatedly. So the question went in that direction. And the guy said no. And he went further to say that the community will notice some schizophrenic behavior about this man, that it was not the lady alone he did it to. He showed some signs, he did it to some people. So, and I started to think, if what the journalist said, that this man had shown signs, he moved on other people, then why he wasn't tame? Let's get to the interview this morning, which Sekou will call up the journalist and he will explain. Here is it.
Yesterday, in Jikota, there's a community in Gambia called Jikota. A 55-year-old man by the name of Daniel in Tupa, he allegedly caught the hands of a woman believed to be in her early 30 yesterday in Gambia today. And according to the eyewitnesses and the residents in the local community, people who living around Daniel, they are being a little misunderstanding, and Daniel stopped Jessica Davis from passing in his yard. So yesterday, Jessica Palinotti from, in Nigeria, and told Jessica that I want to eat something, so can you please go in the market and purchase something for me? So Jessica left my horse. She thought that Daniel was not in his year. So she decided to pass, very fast in the year. God lucky for her when she was walking yesterday. Passing Daniel, Daniel took the collar and chased Jessica David yesterday. And when he was running behind Jessica, Jessica fell off on a plum tree yesterday. So there where Daniel went and caught up Jessica's hand and traveled multiple times on her back and on her stomach, even on her foot. And she was rushed yesterday to the United Methodist Hospital in Uganda. Thank God she stayed alive. Daniel reported him yesterday from his residence and reported himself yesterday at the Liberia National Police in Uganda.
What led to the altercation or the misunderstanding between the both individuals? I'm told they were all relatives or maybe community dwellers in work community. But what led to the misunderstanding between the both of them? Were they in relationship or something else?
No. Daniel and Jessica, they were not in relationship. They were just being a neighbor. And sometimes in the community, maybe can come between people. But the information that I gathered yesterday, they said Daniel has been, suffering from mental problems. So he had mental problems. Even before that, he had been exhibiting similar acts to other people, taking callers, chasing people in the community. This is not the first time for Daniel to behave this way, but yesterday, for the callers and call up Jessica baby here yesterday.
How old is Jessica and how old is Daniel?
Daniel is 55 years old and Jessica is 31 years old. And Jessica is a breastfeeding a woman. She had a child. She breastfeeding. So, and the child yesterday was the people in the rest, the people who live in the community. The child was in their hand yesterday, because Jessica was rushed to the hospital yesterday. And when he said, reported, he said, and what happened yesterday? The angry crowd when they put Daniel's house on fire, and Daniel had 3 houses in Jessica. Put everything on fire yesterday. They damaged Daniel property yesterday in Uganda. And when Daniel left from his residence yesterday and went to the police station, the angry crowd went to the police station. There's so many police stations yesterday. Police had to use tear gas to disperse the angry crowd because they said they wanted to kill Daniel yesterday in Uganda.
It seems more than what this Liberian journalist explained. Something more today. Moreover, if the community, according to what he said, if it is true that this man had shown sign that he had gone or attempted on other people, then why didn't the community restrain him? A sign means you know, and then you put up a restraint, you make an intervention. You go into the situation and insert yourself to make sure that it doesn't happen again. So if the journalist is right, if that is the reality, what he said in this interview with Sheriff this morning, then the community will have to share the blame. So let's assume that he has a mental problem and he will chase after other people. What besides this lady, I think he said Jessica, besides this lady, what other person or case such from this man that is known? These are things that you have to take into consideration investigatively to arrive, and then there will be a medical examination. If this man has a mental problem, then why wasn't he confined to a mental home or constrained in a hospital? Why the community would not attempt to assert themselves into it to make sure that you don't have a situation like what occurred today. Honestly, I do not want, as much as that is the opinion of the journalist, but you can read into that, you can read too many things into that. It is more than just the man being a mentally ill person. It's more than that. Something. But to go, no, somebody who is, anyway, it's true. That can happen. But honestly, it's beyond that. Cut the lady hand off. Too bad. You don't want to see that. No. Very, very bad. Very diabolic. And I don't want to believe that if he went or they took him for checkup, the doctor would say that this man has a mental illness. Even though we don't have those kinds of doctors in Liberia, you see, this is why some people do a couple of things. They go because we don't have those kinds of mental health specialists to determine whether the person. I don't think we have a single psychiatrist in this country. If we do, well, then I think that person is overwhelmed. But I do not think that we do have a psychiatrist. We might have special experts in other areas, probably around there. But so I've not heard. Maybe you are aware. You can help me out. But I do not know of any psychiatrist. When we say psychiatrist, you know what? People who are specialized in determining such a situation and revive and restore. I don't know. All right. So that will be doing it for that. Something again happened. Whereby I talked about it earlier. It's not a surprise to me. No. All of these things are happening. It's not a surprise. It was announced that the president was going to meet ArcelorMittal. He had come to the country, the head of ArcelorMittal. He had come into the country, and the arrangement to meet the president was done. And they had a meeting today. They had a meeting today. The meeting was fruitful. They discussed as per their itinerary or their talking points, their bits and pieces. They discussed indoor, and then they came out. Now, listen, if we aren't ready for this in this country, which is traditional, it is a global tradition, it is a global standard. If we aren't ready for it, let us not portray ourselves that we are standard democracy or enterprising democracy, or this government will just attempt to cut short everything. It is a global standard. It is universal. It is a unique procedure by which the journalists are briefed and they are afforded the opportunity to ask the question they want to ask based on the number of questions, though you will not take all. The first time it happened, I said my criticism to that. And it's all because we are trying to manage the president's health. But that wasn't right. It can't be like that all of the time. What's the guy, the guy that came first? Sorry, don't gather me up on the name. I will get it, just can't get it now. That gathering, what happened? After the meeting, the president and the guy came out. Because the president cannot stand for long, and the president ought to stand nowhere around the world. Two leaders, after having closed door meeting, pontifical meeting, and the journalists are waiting or will wait for 2-3 hours patiently, not complaining, because they want to get that news, given the nature of that meeting. They will come outside. President A will move to country A podium. President B will move to country B podium. And right there, they will start to speak. After that, there is question. The questions will start to flow. We thought we were going to see that. Earliest time we saw it yet. Whether you like it or not, we have to stop it. It's not everything we manage in this country. We talk about, yes, sir, we'll give time. So everything we attach time to it, our system just looking mediocre, too petty, too low. Want to talk, they say, oh, the people criticizing and the people anti. When the same thing, criticism went to went to early, and it was even bad off. But that is history now. And history has a way of turning itself to the critics. We had thought that the president and his investor would have come out, stand, and address the media. What did we see? President sitting down, the man sitting down. The president's voice can come up. We understand that. So we let that go. Today again, the man had a pontifical meeting with ArcelorMittal. The two people come out. Look what happened. Was too petty, too mediocre, below the belt, not representative of the president or a presidential gathering. The president spoke. You, the leader of your country, you have such a world-class investor in your country with so much investment, well-known globally. He comes to the country to renew and do other things, give you the assurance. After that meeting, the president and ArcelorMittal faced the media. The president spoke for 46 seconds. The president spoke for 46 seconds. ArcelorMittal spoke for pretty close to 4 minutes. The president of Liberia, okay, we could hardly understand the president. Here is it, 46 seconds. Do your timing. I'm about to play a set your time. So if I'm lying, text or call and say, Sam Andrews, you lie. Why am I saying this? This is wrong. It can't be like this all of the time. And this is one of the reasons why leaders don't want to invite our presidents, because they are careful. They don't want to fall into something. And even the people in-house, because our president will not stand for long. How can you address, forget about the standing, how can you address the media, the whole world watching? When president is talking, all of the cameras all over, everybody from all over the world watching, just as everybody from all over the world watching us right now, viewing us. Then you have a president, you have our president speaking for 46 seconds. Here is it.
We're proud of the investment we have made in this country, and our determination is to encourage foreign investment. We've had a lot of discussion. We know there are some problems, but we are committed to making sure that we resolve them, to encourage the investment, we will find a measure with our in the interest of the country and investors. So just assuring that they're letting them understand our relationship and to encourage and increase investment in Liberia.
President Joseph Yamakwaka, 46 seconds address. Now listen to his investor counterpart. Listen to the man. The man spoke for almost 4 minutes, loud and clear. Yes, ArcelorMittal.
I'm very happy that I'm here in Liberia today to greet President Bukai after he became the president of Liberia. I've known him since 2015, 16, 17 when he was vice president. The president reminded me of a letter which I wrote to him in 2018 January. And there I emphasized that how democracy has to be strengthened in this country. And I felt that he could only do it in 2018. Now I'm very happy that he is president now. It's been very fruitful, honest discussions today on the prospects of Liberia for our sector. We are committed to invest. We have been here since 2005, and we remain the largest foreign investor. And I believe we are the only
of active foreign investor in this country since 2005. We have committed, we have delivered. People come and deliver, they have not fully delivered. So I'm very proud of my company, my team, my people of our that they believe in commitment and they believe in delivering the commitment. Our commitment is not limited to 15 million tons. Our commitment is going much beyond 15 million tons to explore the full potential of our region. It could be 30 million tons, who knows, it could be beyond 30 million. So we are looking for that vision in this country. We need the support of the government, we need the support of community, we need the support of people, we need the support of legislators to allow us to continue to invest and grow in Liberia. Our vision is to continue to grow. And by meeting with the president, I'm very happy from his assurances on the pending issues that they will be resolved as soon as possible. Once the issues are resolved, there is a revenue coming to the company. With the revenue is done. So I'm happy that finance minister was here, bank minister was there, legal justice minister is here, and Mr. was here. So they all heard our commitment and our vision for Liberia and the equal region. So I'm very thankful for everyone in the government, especially President Bokai, to give his time and listen to our issues and listen to our future. I'm looking forward to your support, Mr. President, and I can assure you of our support and commitment in Liberia.
Okay, so before Joa comes in on this, that's what it is. The president will speak for 46 seconds, and you will say, oh, the message went across. Yes, it might be, but that was not, it was below the belt, representative of the president. This one that we've got in, that NSA, the NSA has asked Representative Yaka Kolubato turn himself in within 24 hours. And Representative Yaka Koluba will address a news conference. I think it just finished. If it hasn't, but that's what is out. That the National Security Agency will ask Representative Yaka Koluba to report himself or turn himself within 24 hours. It follows his rant on yesterday, given what came out, those footages that came out on him, and he will not allege, but will go strict to say that it was orchestrated by the president. So NSA has asked him to move to them within 24 hours.
Okay, Sam, it's a good thing. It's good to be on this afternoon. You know, when I listened to the head of Asela Meta, all that I heard from him is that they have come to help the government. And in every gathering, at the end or the closure of the gathering, there should be a report by the representative of the Liberian community. So, by the president representing Liberia in that gathering, at the end of the gathering, I think what should have been done was the president, everyone was equal to have getting the message, that was being passed on from the meeting. But if the president would speak in the course of 40 some more seconds, then that means something wrong somewhere. Either the president never had energy to talk to the press, or maybe the president didn't want to talk to the press. But here is it, it coming twofold. If the president has decided not to talk to the press, he is opted to just remain silent and say the press secretary will talk to you or you'll talk to the press secretary, rather than establishing a conversation. When journalists start to go in depth, then you leave the entire conversation just like that. It implies that the conversation had previously in the meeting either didn't go down well with the president, or the conversation in the meeting maybe the president want to have it kept to himself and don't want other Liberians to know what exactly they keep on discussing. So we are talking about Acela Meta. We're talking about a multi-million-dollar company operating in Liberia. When a company is operating in Liberia, Liberians are eager to know the progress of that company and the latest development of that company, especially the operating areas of the company. Acela Meta operating in Nimba County, so Nimbalians were eager to understand what was the outcome of the meeting. So if Acela Meta would made a statement, they have come to help government, but in what dimension they have come to help government? Is it that they have come to help government on the basis of just government extending aid to them too? Because what happens if government will give you permit? That means you have to operate in their compound. So if the company will give some loan or money to the government, that means their portion of the operation of that company will be compromised. So things that you see people are to benefit in the constituent will not benefit it because the issue has been compromised in a closed door meeting. So the president coming from the meeting with Acela Meta, the people were eager to understand or hear from the president the outcome of the meeting in as much he has established or initiate a conversation with the press. If he needed not to have talked to the press, it was his right to remain silent and refer the journalist to the press secretary. But anything other than that, to establish the talk and later just leave the journalist like that, that means there are things you wanted to say and there are things you didn't want for people to
And
hear.
if you were there, you sense a real disorganization, a confusion. The press secretary, Kula Fofana, wanted to say that the president and his guests should stay to answer questions from the journalists, but when she looked at Acela Meta, because Acela Meta kept facing the door. The door. And the president too, he attempted to face the door. Then they said, no, you take picture. Then the two guys will shake hands.
Yeah, the president and Acela
Yeah.
Meta representative.
And after that, everybody. So there was this confusion who to tell the president in terms of protocol.
You got to speak to the press.
That we will not put questions, or it was already arranged that Mr. President, Mr. Mittal, after your address in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, there will be questions from the media. Everybody confused. They just and the two guys, they left. They just left the place. Not a single question was asked. Then why did you face the media? If you take no question, then they should not have faced the media. Facing the media is not decoration, it's not photo shoot, it's not design. I mean, design, president, design, Acela Meta. You face the media to brief it on the outcome of your meeting.
Yes.
After that, you are telling them, now having briefed you, whatever the question you got, you can ask because you are the medium by which the rest of this world will get the information. Or nothing. It was better you leave everything, let Kula Fofana do a press statement as she often does, and then they send it out. But it was very, very awful today. And another thing, another thing you notice from there.
Yeah, another thing has to do with
the PA system.
Yeah,
the PA system was bad off.
Yeah, the PA system, the recording. So I don't know as to how they go about arranging the entire system, because when the president is about to speak, is going to a meeting, what happens is that there should be a proper arrangement on the PA system, because everything the president will say, people are eager to hear what the president will
just
say.
This organization, the PA system, it is known that the president is low. The president is low in voice. The president is not a loud speaker, loud talker as we are. Therefore, set the PA system in a way that the president will be understood. Now, the only time we understand our president very loud and clear when he's out of Liberia, or when he's being interviewed here by a foreign institution. And you know why we understand the president clearly? Because they attach
The mark on his shirt.
yeah. So it's right under his cheek. So the voice goes louder. When he's using Liberia PA system, it's highly understood. You can have the president speaking.
You
And
can't
then
get
you
nothing
can't
out
get
of
anything
you
from
get
it.
nothing out of it.
His own
And the worst
counterpart
part of it is that he spoke in a 40 second.
46 seconds.
So why would so even if someone who is energetic above to summarize a meeting that lasted for more than an hour, it can be in 48 seconds.
It can be.
It can be.
No leader has ever
It
done
can
it.
be.
No
So
leader.
if you want to summarize, the meeting agenda or the purpose of the meeting to the people, it can be in 48 seconds. So, Mr. President, it was your right
If the
to have
president, that is
accepted.
the introduction. Any leader, right?
Yeah.
That is their introduction. They will come. Good afternoon, members of the media. It's good to see you. Do you know they will say something for 46 seconds there?
Yeah,
Then
46.
they move to the issue. Yeah.
Yeah, because the people will want to know exactly going in meeting with Asela Meta. What is the outcome of the meeting? What is the new business strategy has Asela Meta put in place to benefit the Liberian
The
people?
PA system was just
So
out of.
this is a new government going to meeting with Asela Meta. It draws the attention of the Liberian people. You want to understand exactly what has Asela Meta comes with. What do they stand to offer the government? So what the people of Liberia stand to benefit from Asela Meta, especially those various counties that are directly affected by Asela Meta waste.
So let's see those of you who have come on lately. Then we can take your calls. Abraham D. Colley, you've come on from Bond County. Nina Kuya, you've come on from North Dakota, the United States of America. LIBJ, you've come on from Logan Town. Saturday, I think I recognized you earlier. And that's Buema Zena Johnson. You've come on from Evanston, Illinois, the United States of America. Sheikh Abdullah Ben Ahmed, you've come on from Canada. Thank you ever so much for coming on. I appreciate you. Stephen Nangwe, you're following from Pipeline Community. Thomas and George, you've come on, you said from Pipeline Jalo Shop, Bala Community. And James S. Keller, Kelleh, you've come on from the United States of America. Charles D. Gray, you are following from Coffee Farm Caldwell. Josiah Smith, you've come on from where, not getting it, but it's good that you're on. Kelvin M. Smith, you've come on from Logan, is it? Yeah, Newcretown, Lagoon Community. Alfred Bleedy, thank you ever so much for coming on. Christopher K. Seaton, Liberian journalist, you are following. Thank you so much. Pastor Melvin Power, you come on from the United States of America. Edat Zonin, you're following from LPRC compound. Hope that you are faring well. That's good to have you guys on. Moses Flomo, you following from Kakata, Magibi County. Ernest K. Wisse, you've come on from Caldwell. I'm seeing all of the comments. Don't worry, we'll get to the comments. I'm jumping over them because there's no time yet. Just recognizing you. Your right outs are interesting. And who else? Jimmy Doe, you've come on. Thank you. Stephen A. Bass and Clay Riches. There's Apostle Samuel Bamskar is following. Thank you so much for coming on, man of God. I appreciate it. I'm inspired by your presence. And then Jimmy Doe, you come up from the United States of America. Cyrus Devon Jackson, Albert Flomo, Copper Kura Jr., and who else? That's Win for Life Pee-wee and Sylvester Sion Sr. Let's turn to you now to have your say on any one of these topics, and then we get to other issues we've got on our plate. 0770 907 907 0770 907 907. The cruelty meted out by the 55-year-old man against a 35-year-old girl. President Joseph Yumabwaga will speak for 46 seconds after the meeting with his counterpart, Asila Mittal. 0770-9797, and you on Bits and Pieces with me in St. Andrews. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Voice of Liberia.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think I'm following your show, and I just to look yesterday. He was on the major headlines today.
Yeah, he's being invited according to what we're getting by the NSA.
So for me, I don't really know. I got the NSA is saying or carving out about yesterday only 24 hours. For me, we'll discuss that later, maybe other decisions. But Liberia, under this Wagner-led government, to this government to be careful how they proceed. This country will pass the catalog out of West Africa because we knew that we're setting new dispensation. And that dispensation begins in John Viatan and the Unity Party in draw immensely. And sorry, I never call my team. I'm calling the DC community, common radio community.
Okay.
It's really big job.
Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Good evening, Andrews. Rodan Nelson, the Deputy Secretary General for Relevant Research, CDC Regular Intellectual Medicine. And I call you from the biggest radio hub in Liberia, the Martin Coalition for Democratic Headquarters.
Let's hear you.
Andrews, for the issues. We told the Liberian people before the election that Mr. Bwaka is incapacitated to become the president of this country, but he didn't listen to us. And now you are saying it for yourself. The president will take 49 seconds to address a serious issue for a company that's going to invest millions of dollars in our country. How can that be? We told the people when they didn't listen to us. Now you are the brother really has a even cause for record.
Thank you. Hello.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
We fine here. Your name and where you come from?
Yeah, my name is James Kane. I'm the chairman of the Federal Assembly. I'm calling this afternoon for this state.
Let's hear you.
We know that the president is separated. So this is why it's some kind of agitated business. We know of that. You know, this is what we're talking for the concept. And you know what also impressed me, you know, what I heard from you. Did I heard that this is happening in Kolba within 24 hours? And I said, nobody in that they hear now we took the here from board, even if the EPS fire, they don't know what's going with Trump. Nobody in that they never talk. We know they fact that people is right down there.
Thank you.
Because Kolba is at the back of
Thank you. Thank you.
They are now going in.
There are two different governments there. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Your name and where you come from?
This is President Sandman calling from the 16th British time. Thank you for informing me the time. Every time I want to get one full radio station, I can't get it.
Now the opportunity is yours.
Yeah, but you know, I will say everything to you people. Thank you. Like this is your brother from the free speech, Roscoe Beating, but we can't forget this time. But people are taking this political honor discussion. You can also with two great of it. You know, to shut down your radio station. But today now, many of them, the young people today speak to Liberian people. You see, Liberia is a poor country. Today, you're not going to be about 18 people, so they say you're not going to go for NSCs and that kind of thing. The same way today, our fellow, which is the president went there when it's people that speak Liberia. We call for our president to go again. We call the men to go back. Today, what happened with Nigeria? All the company we get in that I think they're doing no school, no city capacity, no city sector, no city for the company that are coming.
Thank you.
What are the companies that doing in that job?
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Your name and where you call from? Your name and where you call from?
Thank you, and thank you very much for my home dear fellow Brilliant. Thanks to you and thanks to the for the money for the Brilliant and what we will not bring to do. For the recognition for the public, I'm Boca, Robert, and I've been population of the PRO for the international maritime of the Blue Revolution, the massive coalition of democratic.
Let's hear you.
Thank you, and thank you very much for the effort you got always, I call it,
Go to the point, Chief. Go to the point.
Yeah, to the point, I don't want to be a flower, to the point.
Okay.
We want to be very clear here, categorically clear, that if Mr. Walker, from a Walker, if he does not have the ability to material peace, then let me very clear and tell us to walk away. You are setting them at the around. Let's see men that are today, they are in fact, the men, the president, we are in a small audience. The president, we are exercising our stability.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There are two different leadership we're talking about. What? Hello?
Yeah, this is Edward Carr. You know, in there, like giving broadcast speak to the fire to be lower on your campaign promises. And I'm calling for tomorrow.
Mr. Carr, let's hear you.
Yeah, we told the people you can manage that guy doing campaign term. But you cannot manage him at the level of the presidency. Because this time now, it is Liberia. It is not just the party that you are managing. It is cheaper, it is disgraceful, you know, to have a multi-million-dollar company that has come, you know, going out and doing investment to discuss with the government because we have all the business linking around as it relates to that new company that is coming for the multiple user of the railroad. They have come to make sure whether their interest will be considered on a new company. And then everything that was discussed, we can tell you to bring out. And then you come, you take for them for the spectrum. So that's the Liberian people. They don't use it. You were able to make a clear difference. But listen to the executive judge. How long is possible? How well you spoke? When you're speaking, you don't hear anything for you.
Thank you.
The man is incapacitated to lead.
Thank you. The man is incapacitated to lead. Okay. Hello?
Hello.
Your name, where you come from?
Oh, this is my calling for to be precise. This is
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Chief, thank you for putting in the time. Yeah. Today,
we have
we keep and they keep money. They were trying one of the past begin. So even they don't do something well, they do people. We will continue to know our central until we can get it. Thank you.
Thank you. We have this international call coming through. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah, your name?
This is Mohammed Kamara call from United Arab Emirates.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, you know, let me tell you one thing. I think you people have to give other people a chance to talk. Because yesterday, people were insulting President Weah's wife. People were insulting President Weah. They same common Baka, what he said, Joseph Baka, was one of the person that embracing. Criminal Baka, you can call about from Morovia, and came here so far during the senatorial by-election at Gala. In Foya, you can call about standing there in front of Joseph Baka. He insulting President Weah, Joseph Baka was clapping for Yeke Koliba. So as today now, people now want for people to bring Yeke Koliba or listen to Yeke Koliba. We were listening to me because yesterday they embraced it. So we will celebrate Yeke Koliba. We will celebrate. If Yeke Koliba need any fun, someone will contribute to Warsaw. Because they celebrated him yesterday. When we were telling them that this thing will call clear tomorrow. They say, oh, they like it. Yeke Koliba was the best person. They took people from different districts. They sent it in district to go and vote for Yeke Koliba because he was the best lawmaker. So today now Yeke Koliba has become bad person. When they were celebrating him yesterday, he insulted President Weah and his wife. We were celebrating the same thing they do. We're doing with them, and we held them. They win already the best. You will win election. The men are lose. The men happy. You will win the best. So the more Yeke Koliba will talk, the more we embrace him. So what they're doing is they started. And we were celebrating it because from the beginning yesterday they were to condemn Yeke Koliba, but they were the one that raising funds. They give people $20 to go in this and register to vote for Yeke Koliba. A criminal for somebody or boy said to say Baka. A common criminal. We look at 40 million president. We are levying the project. They stole 20 million. We go laugh to he and his wife said that 10 million in murder. Joseph Baka.
Okay.
Okay, he went off. Chief, you have to check your line, your network. Okay, that will be doing it for the calls. Thank you ever so much. Let's move to the next issue we've got to talk about. And that what came out. It is what came out that Representative Yeke Kolova, we are told, being invited by the NSA. The NSA invited him. That's what we are told. Well, let's put that in context in just two ways. One, if you listen to the entire press conference, he was more erratic. His antics were not unusual, were the same that he will use against President George Weah. It's just that he opted this one on yesterday. And there are certain things he said, which I want to believe it is based on that the NSA will invite him, which in my opinion, that was a strong statement to make because it borders on the life insecurity of the president. If you said that if the president went after you or any one of your family, you will kill the president, then it worth answering to. It's grave. It's very grave. Nothing to sugarcoat it. As much as Yeke Kolova will get our support as a lawmaker, as a citizen on some issues, there are also other issues we have to disagree with him. As much as we will not be on the same wavelength with politicians and the government and the president, we do have one thing in common, which is the country. And he is our president. Whether we like it or not, he is the president of the Republic of Liberia. He was elected democratically, sworn in constitutionally. Hence, we have to respect the presidency. We disagree on the issues. We will come up with our critique as it is unto us and unto the president, but we are concerned. The security, the life of the president is the security and life of the country. You never ever go around there. It is nothing to joke about. It is nothing to play. Vexation should never ever leave anybody saying that they will attempt on the president. No amount of anger should ever lead anybody to that. So if the NSA is inviting Representative Yeke Kolova on that, they are right. They are right. That is the first one of the contextualization of his rant or press conference yesterday. The second part of what happened yesterday, I try to put it in context, is personal. There are things that he said, and people will think that, oh yeah, he needed to be arrested, or what the president waiting for. There are things that Yeke said was purely personal. That means the president can take it all as the person. NSA, I want to believe they've invited him based on that statement he made on the life of the president, which it goes beyond his status. That means nothing there will protect him. We'll get to that. It is a whole big issue. But the other things that he said concerning the president is and the other one on relationship and all of those things, children, is personal. Why am I saying that? Because we're getting some tips, some bits that attempts want to be made in the House to bring some kind of charge or claim against Representative Yeke Kolova, then it will lead to full expulsion. But the House cannot do that. The House cannot attempt to do that. The House cannot draw itself into something that is not legislative and will use the precedents of the past to justify why the House cannot get involved. Let me give you a hint. That's why you follow history. Follow events happening in your country. follow the leaders, follow the legislature, the executive, the judiciary. It happened here in President Weah's time. The same Yaka Koliba, CDC lawmakers, they got angry and they had planned to come up with something against Representative Yaka Koliba, and that was leading to expulsion. And some lawmakers in the House dropped. What did they say? They said it was not a legislative issue. One of the voices, very educated, well-renowned, very perspicacious, in Senator Francis Dopo, he was representative now. He faced his colleagues in the House of Representatives and told them, whatever that is happening between Representative Yaka Koliba, our colleague, and the president of Liberia, whatever he said is personal. Let the president take the issue with him in court, but we cannot walk or put ourselves at the wings and caprice of the executive to be used to accomplish its aim.
Use as a conduit.
And Representative then, who is now Senator Francis Dopo, was right. All of his colleagues heeded the reason. He said, this is not a legislative issue. How has it affected us? Even if the man is acting unruly, has he breached our law? What he's saying, is it against us? Is it a breach of the law? It's against President Weah. So President Weah, as a person, can take him to court. But we cannot allow the executive or allow ourselves to be used as surrogates for the executive to accomplish its aim. So it comes back because you see how it's so good. It comes back to them now.
No magnitude.
No magnitude.
Yeah, so it's now done.
So they're trying the best they can. So let's say there's no way the House should attempt to play the shenanigan. No, you will be reducing yourself. You'll be putting yourself in an embarrassing situation. It will even tell us that truly, just as legislatures in the past have been rubber stamp, they were remote control, this 55th legislature come to do the same thing. So nobody will have any moral ground to chasten anybody.
And let me just say this: any attempt for the House of Representatives or the legislature to come up with any decision like that, the very day people will be thinking of signing such a document, there will be a huge protest in the country.
But they can't even do that.
Because I'm not saying people should go protest, right? But I'm speaking on something I have a vision. Any attempt of expelling Yeke from the legislature, there will be a serious protest in the country.
Right.
People
they just can't do it. Forget what I want. They just can't do it.
Yeah,
to take all of the actions they took against Yeke was based on the rules in the House. They attempted during Weah time. So the mayor cussing Weah.
Yes,
the mayor cussing Weah. So let's suspend that. Yeah, it didn't work. His colleagues came out. We sound people. They came out. They said no. They went in again with another one. They brought it on. They ended up suspending him. All kinds of stuff. But they tried the best they can. Once it is not a breach of the legislative rules, you are in Voice of Liberia. If you went outside and acted unruly, how is it Voice of Liberia responsibility? How have you breached Voice of Liberia policy? You have not. It is an individual act which you will be responsible to account for as an individual. If you came and breached Voice of Liberia policy within the premises of the institution, then it's a constitutional breach, which the institution now has the right to penalize you. So they can move. But on the life of the president, that statement he made, it was strong. It was very, 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 very strong. I listened to that thing over and over, and I said to myself and said to some of my colleagues, no, Yeke should not have gone that. Listen, Chief, don't allow the sun to go down on your anger. You can get vexed, but you have to restrain yourself from saying certain things. You may have a legitimate claim, but you will not have to stoop so low to certain things that will get you into a situation or entangle you to get out is difficult. You can never ever say that about the president. He's our president. He's our leader. We are under obligation to protect him. We talk about this, oh, the president voice low, but we can never ever go around that side about the life of the president. You know what it means when you're talking about the life of the president? I mean, that's the life of the country. The president is the lifeblood of the nation. That's why when something is happening around the president, all around the world, everybody is concerned. You can't do that. You can make that statement and say, oh, the president come, the president over my life, I will kill him. You can't do that. Ha! It's too big, John. It's too big. You got to take it off from there.
Yeah, it's big. But
grave, very grave.
Very grave. But then what happens is that somebody too could analyze it from another perspective. That is, Yeke was speaking in context, but the broad understanding is the life of the president.
So what context was he speaking in that?
Yeah, so yesterday, Yeke spoke out of frustration, something that has the propensity to impute his reputation as a representative of this country. People took his photo, and you listen
which
to
was
him.
very wrong. Yes, that's the second part of it.
Yes.
We're coming to that.
Yes.
But go ahead.
So it has the propensity to impute his reputation in the country. So it could happen to anyone. Considering and given the situation where he even mentioned the president's children, the lack of Jojo and the lack of Tantan, how they were masterminding, people taking his photo and it discussing him, castigating him that he carried low girls, taking them from school, doing this one. It all hinted his character. So now, no man will be happy you throw stone at him, then he throw bad water at you. So it is on that backdrop, I'm thinking that Representative Yeke Kaluba was in anger. So in anger, there is an escaping route. In Yeke's statement, he said, if it is a probability, that means when you do it, I will do it. If you don't, I will not. So Yeke said, yes, that's an escaping route. If you attempt to kill one family, I will kill your family. So in that, Yeke was directly responding to President Joseph Boakai children that if Tantan or the Jojo will go after his family, then he will go after Tantan their own family. That includes President Boakai or their mother or whoever that will be related to the family. So in that case, somebody could also say Yeke said if you go for his family, but he did not say he was going directly for your family. So Yeke could also have an escape route right there.
Yeah, it's
So
logical.
It's very logical. Let's accept that.
You're making a lot of sense.
Yeah, let's accept that it's great, but he still has an escaping route to say, I said if. That means when you do it, I will do it. If you don't, I will not. So I think but the statement about killing president, let's accept the fact that it's grave, and no one should even be dreaming of saying such. Yes, but then on the other hand, Yeke was speaking out of frustration. Yeke was speaking out of anger. So no man, like I said, will throw stone at you, then you throw water back at them.
And if it's different from saying that I am coming after you, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And that way you're being definitive. But say, if you did this, I might do this. Meaning, I will not attempt if you don't.
Wouldn't. Yeah.
So you will have to trigger my reaction.
Yes.
Until you can do that, I wouldn't move.
Yeah. I listened to Yeke. So he still has an escape route, But however, the law has its own way to interpret things, right? I'm not speaking directly from the law, but the law has its own way to interpret it, different from how we're analyzing it here. It's possible the law will say it different. It's also possible the law will say exactly what we're saying too, because we have witnessed so many cases in court. Once it's not proven, the man said it, but he had not done it. It means that it's not proven and he had not done it. So we yet to see what the NSA has cited Yeke for, and Yeke too will have to be careful.
But should it be the one to cite Representative Koluba?
I don't think they should be the one. The first thing here is if the president's family or the president has felt offended by a statement from Representative Yeke Kaluba, the first thing to be done is it is the court to sack Yeke.
But if it is the court, then complaint will have to be taken.
Complaint will have to be taken. It's security minded.
Probably because they are NSA. They are in disguise, so they will want to listen to him and see how or to know why he said that. And I show they have the recording because it's worldwide. That show, but to just call that way in 24 hours, giving an ultimatum 24 hours. Ultimatum simply means
If
that
you don't come,
if you don't, then we're going up to.
and this again will raise serious concern in the country, right? If Yeke refuses to go on the call of the NSA, they want to take the radical way. And
I think he had a news conference.
It's going to bring up
a
a serious concern as well. So what will happen again if the NSA call Yeke? Who determine where are they going to meet? Yeke being vocal on the government. Don't you think there's another means or another way they're trying to fund so they can get rid of Yeke too? Those are security questions Yeke need to ask himself, or people surrounding Yeke be asking Yeke or asking himself. Where are we going for the conference? That's one good thing. You can
it got security implication. His safety too.
It comes first.
Yeah.
So you will not. That's a security agency. They do directly to protect the president.
Who knows what they set up?
Yeah,
what they have already set up. How they have positioned people that if he got there, he will be arrested.
Yeah.
So
that's another. So that's why I said it is the court. It is the court to sack Yeke. So that means Yeke going to the court. You will have every party represented there, the lawyer from the other side, the lawyer from the other side, and you will see the state security, all of them will be there, police, the immigration, the DEA, the AFL, even if it calls for AFL to be there, all of them will be there, and they're going to be an open discussion.
I think I tried to get an excerpt from his news conference relative to the citation. Let's hear him.
As long as I carry my case, respecting the national security, took my case to the police station. If I say you can't handle my case, don't waste your time. Come on, can't arrest me. I told the speaker I don't want to have all the people here. I'm not going to talk to you for no reason. Come on, case to center. You say Judge Abaka say I go through it. Oh, Judge Abaka, you scared? Oh, you want friend what you scared? You get your people running after me. Everything I said in my press conference yesterday, I still want it. I'm not going to revoice it, Joseph Boga. If you think I'm a poor, anything I said in that press statement, it was a statement of the press. As long as you got your people running after my left, if you want peace, we will get peace. I saw you didn't probably go call me yesterday. Honorable Colbert, you need to kind of when you don't tell that baby picture, you know what again? Again, that part two will come up. Don't wash off for it. I told you people, Sunday, my press conference, ever in the history of my political life, I'm talking about you. Your hurricane, you need everybody all there. You get people all on social media, get sprayed, me and I get picture. You think you can damage me? I want to use some words. I want you to say on my base. This is what I have for you. Your NSA point I'm going to where you do. Your brother don't come to the speaker again. You see me on my investment, I go by my colors. When I'm walking in the street, I'll get my colors. You got issue, you don't go to the court, I'll respect the court and go there. But when you make a thing and say, why arrest me, I will have somebody that will not believe it. That's the point we have issue. I can't my kids, I know it. Who want kids for you? Joseph Boga brought kids. Joseph Boga want bring kids, he will not fair war. Joseph Boga want bring kids, he will not post that baby picture. Oh, any guy, women, who like a woman talk about baby women, why are you on top? I've been waiting for you all on social media waiting. So I can hijack you as long as this issue, you know, the party people took the thing all the wrong way. Someone is saying it to Japan, someone is saying it to China. Oh, you know what I say, my own picture to I say. What happened to my own picture? I say, police. Everybody don't waste your time. I will not respect any security authority up to respect me. I told my kids, I wrote, I went there. You say, right from copy, I wrote. Can people heard my case? I say my case, I did my case. Joseph Akakuma, did my case. And any innocent in the street, you not go to the court or the court to say for me, you see me, why arrest me? I will defend myself. If I defend myself, I will defend myself my colors. I know that you people after me, all the security apparatus. You people after my left. Come to the speaker can't talk, but you must say, I wasted my time. Went to the police, will complete. You say go red, I roll. Who will complete on you? If I would deal with you to my base. The reason why I'm talking right now is because I come from the speaker of the exam for me. And I told him my security will never say what to talk. Your irresponsible security people. Look at security here. My kid, I say Joseph Bagasi, and I say, arrest me the street cop. I arrest me. Don't go to the court for the court to say for me, you can't arrest me. I will catch somebody on my collar. Any time I will tap them, I will defend myself. I got my collars already sharpening to the back in the front. Every time you see me, I'll be on my there on my back, my collars inside. I'll be walking in the street. If you don't attack me, my collar will be on my back. If you attack me, I will defend myself. And you want Jomo justice in the country? You want Jomo justice in the country, right? I can't complain. Nobody want to talk about it. I got trouble. We want to talk to you. You who to talk to me? You gonna say, okay, you start making fun. You're gonna arrest me. Eh? And not because you are saying, "Can arrest me?" I'll come in your house. When I see you, can't arrest me. Anything else? Lord, know what we want. You can't arrest me.
Okay. So, except from good that got it. So that's it. So the guy he confirmed that the guys went to the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Jeff Kofa, to state their position and to hand over Representative Yeke Koloba, just as Ellen Johnson's early government will hand former President Charles Taylor over for prosecution. So, to conclude on this, it's a tricky situation. It's complicated. There's the security aspect which we're talking about, the president's safety. There's also the economic side of it. This is being watched all around the world. It's being watched all around the world. Yeke is not a mere person. When I say not a mere person, that means he's not an unknown person. He is a known figure. He participated in the war. The war is over, and he had championed the war crimes court alongside the very president and the government. And he wants to go on trial. They have this understanding between the two of them. The government wants the war crimes court. He is advocating for it too. And he is a public figure, a well-known public figure in this country. 3, if he refuses to turn himself into the NSA, it will anger the NSA. They will want to subdue him at all costs. And they may work out a plan, and the plan might just be in 2 phases. Either the plan to have him arrested in the day, and in the day it will cause commotion, it will go ultra. If it is in the night, you can attempt to arrest a man like that in the night. It might lead to something else. The economic side of it, with what is happening, people who are attempting to come to Liberia now, investors who the government is trying to attract, might just have a second thought to say that country, they're about to slip into another thing. Do you see what is happening? I'm trying, since today I've been trying to get that clip, but I will try it being here. This lady, it was during George Weah's reign. And it was just the time they were about to have something they call something at fest, something at prayer fest for Liberia. The president's office organized that 3 days. So they would take leaders from almost every country around the world. And this leader was interested, giving her Liberian lineage. So she had consented. She accepted the president's religious advisor invite to come to Liberia. And she decided to reach out to other religious business tycoons. And she was able to persuade them, and they agreed to come. Just in that time, Joa, something sparked up in Liberia. And guess what? Was this, they say mysterious killing, disappearance of people? The other stuff. What did the woman do? The woman came on Facebook. She did a full podcast announcing why she has canceled her trip, apologizing to the religious advisor to the president and the Liberia Council of Churches why she would not come to Liberia because of what had. And then she went on to say that those investors she had convinced to come, in fact, they were reporting to her, telling her that this is happening in Liberia.
It was risky.
No, she said they were telling her she's already where she knows. But it's just like, you are getting ready, then you see something on the internet. And then you come to me and say, Sam, did you see?
Yeah,
did you see what is happening in Liberia?
Yeah, and you have seen it already.
We can go. That's how the woman and her delegation did not come to Liberia. Those investors did not come to Liberia at all. Some of those, one of the reasons you see CDC people that were complaining, oh, investors were not coming in the country, and like earlier, those are some of the things. The politics say, but we can get to Liberia. The country isn't safe. I'm using that situation to say we have to be careful. Everybody will say, oh, they want this, they want that, they want that. But we all supporting or trying to give credence to something that will spark up something else. We have to be careful. There's the economic side to it. There's the political side. There's the religious side to it. The situation is a complicated one. The president will have to use his wisdom. This is where his but security advisors have to be very circumspect how to go about advising him so that it doesn't degenerate into something. I mean, you know what? President, we are at a certain point in time, he looked at Yeke, not that Yeke is hero, not that President we could not subdue Yeke. Yeke is not God. Yeke is not immaculate. Yeke can be subdued. Yeke can come down. No government, no human being is stronger than government. But the leader can look at certain things. The leader can swallow certain bitter pills just so that the country will remain stable. I mean, you think George will are a weak man? You think George will are a weak president? You think George will not move all those things Yeke were doing? You think if George was in the position, say, let me move all this man. You think Yeke will be right? But he looked at it, and his advisors too came and put their bits and pieces before him, and he said, look, you're a leader, man. You're not a leader, man. I will not allow myself or use that man to damage the government plus this country into something. Then they'll say, oh, Mr. President, you should have known. Oh, man. Because you see the international community. They can look at you, you're watching. They're watching you doing some things. When you think that you're doing it right, the same people will come out and say, that's democracy, respect the people, the rule of law, all kinds of things. So sometimes it's hard for the president in this country to really move the way they want to move. Not that Waka can subdue Yeke. Not that President Weah could not subdue Yeke. Yeke now, he's not Nebuchadnezzar. Yeke now almighty. Yeke can be subdued. All that thing I just talk. But Chief, as a leader, you have to look at it from every angle because you are the last person. When you take action and something start up and degenerate into something else, nobody there can reverse it again. This is why we say the president has to be very careful with this situation. I mean, George, we are allowed Yeke to go. Then at George, we go. Then at George, we did not have the Mijo, but President, we have took too many things into consideration. It being him as a president, but we allow it for the peace and stability of the country. That the woman can wake up in the morning with peace and come in and go to a market and put it down. That the man can wake up with peace and come in the morning and go to his office and do a work and go back home. There are too many things, George, we are swallowed. Not that we are weak. As a leader, my man, It requires wisdom in every situation. And then, lastly, then you come in, we'll open the line on this. Yeke is a popular figure. Yeke wasn't damaged. No, it wasn't Yeke that was damaged. Yeke is a popular figure. The girl and her parents. The girl and her parents. We don't know the intent of that, but anything that is associated with a politician becomes news. It can either affect the politician or it popularizes or elevates the politician popularity. Either ways. And this situation, it is Yeke Koluban that is elevating it by his popularity. We do not have what the question, those people, what they wanted to do. They intend, according to them, was good, but we don't have the culture for that. Right? We don't have the culture. If our culture was open, and when we have those paparazzis and we have the market, and technology is with us to some extent, but we don't have the market, we don't have the culture. It's as simple to understand. Where that thing going, who talking about it or or? You know, Yeke? So Yeke calling everybody to know where the people put it. They put it on Facebook. In America or in Europe or in any one of those countries, a paparazzi, though it is a certain sophisticated media group, they pick up things on celebrities, on politicians, on journalists, just people who are above in society. And before you can realize it, Dry is in almost all the magazines. Dry is in almost all the papers, almost all the radio stations discussing Dry. Before Dry can ever attempt to clarify, Dry reputation is damaged. It's muddy. Dry is down. That's how they bring politicians, world class, down. You that kind of thing. We not get a culture for it. We not get a market for it. You know, how many who get time to put that in a newspaper or in a magazine? What kind of online TV get time to highlight that thing or when you see people talking about it, then Yeke come on to have press conference. It's not affecting Yeke. Psychologically, the girl and her parents, which the people did not take into consideration. Now, what's going to happen is it's going to stretch. People are going to start digging into people personal stuff here and there. So listen, you gotta be careful. Ale Haseku ended the show this morning advising people. So let me use that same part to advise. People will be careful. People who healing, there are certain things you can get excited about because except you say you're not you inside, except you say you're living in heaven. That's the only way. But once you're living on earth, some kind of way, everybody have attraction. Some kind of way people can get attracted. You have to be careful because what's going to happen is people will be taking after people. People will be putting all small things after people when they see you somewhere. Oh, the other married woman, oh, the other married man, the other husband, girlfriend, the other all kinds of things going to happen and going to damage homes. You be careful. You try to put this thing to bed because what's going to happen is going to be another situation that will cause instability and not instability by fighting, by guns, but instability from a psychological standpoint is going to disintegrate homes. Wives going to leave their home, their husband going all kinds of. That's how I want to close on it, and then we'll open the line and say laughing.
They sound laughable, you know. It sounds laughable when a whole government will be chasing after a single person. Like you said earlier, the Yeke today they are framing out yesterday was being healed for the scene action he's exhibiting. Yeke on yesterday framed at the leadership of former President George Weah on how they were distributing the national kits, on how the resources of our country was being exploited by the very government. And then today, Yeke is expressing similar disappointment in this government. Anyone could get frustrated when you are an advocate and the advocacy's role you play is not yielding success, anyone could get mad at that. It almost apply as going to approach a woman and you got the woman, but then the previous wife you left her, maybe she knows to cook on time, and you went and got another new one. But the process you were getting the new one, she was cooking in time. When you got her and brought her home, she stopped cooking in time. So any man will get frustrated on that. That means you wish him to go back and reconcile with the old relationship, and you scared to stay in the relationship of the new person. That's the status of Yaja Toluba right now in the government. Yaga is sheep, but he's a bit reliable and can be a bit acceptable by the former regime, and the current regime don't have face going there because the thing he framed at the former regime of is what the people have started doing. He said people were in former president, we are government. They gave job to family relatives. They employ people. They had close name. They had their own way of operating, and they have very few people in the government who had the authority over former President George Weah. This is similar to this government where you have few group of people surrounded, by Joseph Boakai, and they are just there doing their own appointments in government that are not affecting everyone as Yeke expected. So Yeke now is frustrated on how this government is being and operating the leadership of this country. So he is left with no alternative but rather to lash at the government. So in lashing at this government, a piece came out about him on the issue of this girl, this student. I saw the photo myself. Yaga and the girl in the photo near his Range Rover, the motorbike and put the girl down. I think he paid some money to the motorcyclist. But I did not see him pay money to the cyclist, but the mood could tell that he was paying money. But that Yeke is not a small boy. Yeke is an honorable president. Now we accept going beyond discussing the photo of Yeke and this girl. Yeke, as an individual, don't have much problem with the discussion on the social platforms. But he's looking at how it's impugning the future reputation of this young girl who is schooling and opting to have a brighter future. So on tomorrow, people will have a photo all over. When she's passing, that again in the photo with Yekel, that girl in the photo with Yekel. It traumatized anyone, especially females who quit to get shame. Women, you know what I'm talking. They quit to make women shame. So it had a psychological impact on the girl. Yege will be left with no authority. Yege looking now at the stance of the government. It's not going his way. So now you will see Yege being frustrated, and there will just be a simple cause that you will see the man will try to express all of his anger. A wife and a husband will be home. The husband will try to bear some things, or the wife will try to bear some things. But there will just be a common thing that you don't expect the wife to make serious noise on. Now, why the wife will make the noise or the husband will make the noise? Now, what happened between Yeke and this government? So the noise right now has a psychological side, like Sam said. It has a psychological side on the side of the girl, not Yeke per se. So Yeke now, when you see Yeke out of anger expressing and making remarks, he's in defense and in the interest of the girl because of her future. So let no one say Yeke defending the girl because they have something to do or they want to have something to do. No. Who tells? The man's a lawmaker. Why if the girl went for help? Anyone could help anybody. Lawmaker, fellow lawmakers. So yeah, y'all know exactly how your people go about helping each other. People go to you sometimes to your house. So why if there was a drone camera up and spotted a girl who has gone to beg a representative? Okay, even you, Mr. President, to your house before, you used to have people going there to beg. So why if you had a drone camera over your house and you saw a beautiful girl standing at your door, or maybe you came out to talk to the girl, they snap the photo, they start to fly the entire Facebook or the entire internet. This is the president's girlfriend. It won't sound well. It won't offer well. You know that it sounds like imputing your reputation as a president. So that's a similar case with Yeke. No man will want to praise himself for that. No man will want somebody praising him for that. That thing does not worth praises. So if you see Yeke speaking in anger, there where it orchestrated from. So we want to say people who in the habit of discussing Yeke in that aspect, you got to desist from it. Every government should be very responsible. Mr. President, Yeke did the same thing to former President Weah, but it does not also mean he should continue doing it. Yeke did it, people forgive or people forget about him or they downplay or they deaf hear him in past regime. But that does not also mean because they deaf ear him in former regime, it means he should continue the path he did in past government. But Mr. President, not everything worth responding to when you are a president. The time you're supposed to take to go to court with Representative Yeke Koluba supposed to be at your office or home thinking on the Liberian board problem instead of going to court or sending people concentrating on court matter. You're supposed to be thinking on the Liberian problem and thinking as to how you can solve their issues that are confronting them. For me, I don't support any form of going to court with Yaka Koluba. I don't support it. The best thing is the same way former President Weah cited personally or in a friendship mood, cited Yeke. They went into a conversation and Yeke was being asked, what is the problem? What wrong with the government that you don't understand? You could do the same as well. Invite Yeke. Let Yeke be able to tell you his disappointment in your leadership. Let Yeke be able to tell you what you had to do to please him as an advocate that you once lived with him that today brought you to the presidency. That could be cool. You can find a common ground in that. You can find a dialogue. But instead, going to court, and I say arrest the man, and I say after the man, it would just bring a serious noise in the country, a serious distraction from the both houses, the upper and the lower houses. Then the executive branch of government will always be like the in war. Already the war crime court issue is subsiding, and people of the representative are thinking how the issue of the war crime code will end. Then you want to build up an issue with one of the members of the legislature. This is going to be a serious issue. The thing right now, I think the lawmakers should be discussing, it should be how to pass the budget so your ministries and agencies can be able to work smoothly so Liberia can get on another path. But with an ultimatum, the man should appear on Wednesday. He should turn himself over. I don't understand that conversation, Sam. They said the man should turn himself over on Wednesday. Then they passing through the speaker again to tell the man to turn himself over. So I don't understand. They said that the speaker should turn the man over or the man himself should turn himself over. If the man is turning himself over, on what ground is he turning himself over to the NSC? If the speaker is the one to turn the man over, then what business does the NSA have to go directly within the conversation with
So
Yeke
then
to
why
turn
give
himself
why,
over?
why give the next 22 hours? Don't
Yeah.
give him ultimatum. Then you should
Tell
tell
the
the
speaker,
speaker. Give the ultimatum to the speaker.
instead of Yeke. So I don't think it's necessary. I think they are in error as well from that angle. They should try to rethink about that. The thing here is, if you need somebody to be cited for a conference or whatever, if you can take it from the court procedure or the court angle, it should be done in a friendly way. And in what they did not go to the court, meaning it is a friendly conversation they want to have with Yeke. If you can't have a friendly conversation with Yeke, then that means you have to go to court.
Yeah, but Yaka doesn't feel safe that he can entrust his safety with
With the
the
NSA.
NSA.
And it's obvious.
Yaka been in the security thing for a very long time. Very.
They got fire experience.
Most of the people in the security sector, EPS or NSA or police, other people, Yeke know them, they know Yeke. Those are okay. Let's see those of you who have left your comment. Then we move to the line. Rufus Divine Brooks, Liberian journalist, is following from his institution, Prime Communications Network. Thank you for coming on, Liberian journalist Rufus Divine Brooks. This is what he left. He said, let's look at dates the other way. With that, all yet, but forgetting to speak to the current trending national issues. He went using his personal feelings against the president and his families. The NSA may have invited him on the life of the president. Well, Yeke has his own freedom to speak, but telling the president that he will kill the president if any of his family is hurt, if the NSA takes this easy, that means the president has to take Representative Yeke to court to answer few questions as per his statement. Okay, that came from Liberian journalist Rufus Divine Brooks Jr., who is following the show. Peter Dan said, let the president go to court. Who else? And Dwight Tay is following. She said, what goes around comes around. And Moses Flomo said, Yeke insulted former President George Weah yesterday, and let him continue. It's good. And Cooper Crowd Jr. said, you are a clever journalist. Okay. He referring to, he's saying, Yeke use what kind of clause? I know, Dwaze, he spoke in context. You say clause. Okay. Then Pastor Melvin Powell said, no sound. What is he referring to? Pastor Melvin Powell. Okay, the technical guy is, we'll look at it. Who else? Prince M. Double said, any attempt to kill Yeke would take the nation to another mess. Who else? Tina Cooper. Okay, you said you're falling from Denver, Colorado. Okay. Those are the individuals, the watchers and followers who had their say on this Yeke Koloba versus the government of Liberia. Let's turn to you now, and then we'll move to this asset recovery thing. What is it that is coming from the Supreme Court? Two different documents. One document is saying Gracio's right have been instructed by the Supreme but assets recovery team has been instructed by the Supreme Court to move and seize all Gracio's right vehicle. Another one is saying no, the assets recovery team did not do due diligence, hence the court. So yeah, we'll get to that. Let's finish with Yeke. 0770 907 907 0770 907 907. Send your comment on 0776 36 40 45. Don't call on 0776 36 40 45. Call 0770 907 907. Send your comment on 0776 36 40 45. Hello? Hello? Yes. I'm not getting you. Hello? 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 Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dr. Manjo, and good afternoon to your co-host.
Your name and where you called from?
I'm Joseph David Corey. I call from Devon Township, Cynthia.
Let's hear you.
For the issue on discussion, you I said it all. You know the issue about yourself. I mean, I won't have fun with yourself. It's not the way I want to install. The matter of the fact is, your test is this your past. People are, why you guys doing it wrong? They know, it's like you. You can become a godfather for them. It's for the healing for that. Yeah. What do they have fun with you today? Right? And my advice to the government is they got to behave the same way that we have behaved. You cannot use your power against the court by negotiation. That's my kind of advice to them. Thank you for the information.
Thank you for calling to it. Hello.
Thank you, Mr. Andrew. Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to your co-host. My name is Hussein Kew. I phone in from around District 2. I listened to you and the episode you played this afternoon. But I know Sam Andrew, when you used to be on Chapter FN, you were not condone fast access to play on your show. But I do understand the extra of cigarettes, so I'm not going to hold you.
So, hold on. Let's intellectualize. What excerpt did I play?
The access from Yeke Koduma should not be played on that your platform.
Why?
Because the reason is that.
Why?
Yeah, I'm giving you the reasons, right? There are thousands of young people, kids, that follow this conversation. When they get to listen to the way Yeke, the presidency, then sometimes.
But hold on, Chief. Did you listen to the excerpt that we played from Yeke Koluba this afternoon?
I listened to it.
So what was said that you consider offensive, that is unethical for Eric?
So, Andrew, I will not repeat what you just said. Correct?
Chief, listen. Listen, my man. Listen. You would not, if you have nothing to say, get off the line. Because you did not even listen, my man. You did not even listen. The excerpt we play is the latest reaction. Yeke is reacting to NSA saying that he would not go. And NSA went, they communicated with the speaker. And the speaker communicated with Yeke. That's the excerpt we play. Then you say, oh, my man, get off the line, man. Nonsense. What's that? Hey, yo, get off the line. Talk something good. But you will play the thing. Yeah, the thing said before me. When I bring it back, I play it. You will say, oh, we thought that the Sunday press conference, I will play. You see, some people don't listen to radio. They don't, even if they listen, kill it. They'll just take telephone and call. Somebody say they want to take trouble when you're on Capital, whereby I can understand it. Well, absolute nonsense. Hello?
Hello?
Yes. You listen to Yeke reacting, and we say over and over that the NSA has invited Yeke to turn in the ultimatum is 24 hours. Yeah? And we play Yeke reacting, then you say it's offensive. You get children listening to the radio. Come on, move from here, man. Don't call here again.
Hello? Your name and where you come from?
I'm Christopher calling from Mambagli.
Yeah, let's say you, Christopher.
Yeah, we just want to tell the present government if any extent for them to arrest Yeke or to harm Yeke, one night or Broadway will go to the bureau in the bureau office.
Now you can cause a serious problem. Hello? Hello? Hello?
You are on here.
I'm Martin Cole. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Go away from your radio, Martin.
Let's speak up, Honorable Marvin Cole. Thank you for coming on. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon to the peace loving people of Liberia. I think the issue I have with all of these stuff going on is the issue of morality. And whenever you grow up, that's what it said. The Bible said, your child, he or she grow, not to fight for it. And
you are breaking in. You want to move 1 or 2 steps from where you are.
Excuse me?
You are breaking in. You want to move 1 or 2 steps from where you are so that your network is effective.
Are you getting me clearly?
Yes, sir.
So I am saying when the presidency was being testified by Yeke before, he was on platform where the then Joseph Parker when he was competing for the presidency. Now he thought that had to be the way he is right now. So I think the plenary will have to take a decision whether to surrender to the NSA. It's not just another thing. He has communities accorded in as a lawmaker. So whatever those procedures I have, I think the NSA is wrong. They cannot be arrested by them until the plenary takes that decision to let go immunities on Yeke. So I think this is the child that they have grown, and the child is not turning. The Fed has not turned to alliance to Biden, and they will have to continue that.
Now, as a lawmaker, what you're going to proffer, what running through your mind, what you think the House, you guys need to do in this situation?
But we spoke about it before. These are the same people who are protecting and guiding Yeke. The former vice president, the current president, he was one of those who were protecting Yeke. He was on platform. So I think what is happening they need to understand that they anticipated, they encouraged Yeke to have conducted himself the way he did during the past administration. If it were right then it should be right now. So let's be shy. I condemn the issue of the incentives that have been used on the presidency that have been desecrated. I do not support that, but the agent that is using those incentives on the presidency will be supported by the then Vice President Joseph Yema Boakai, who is the current president. What he taught Yeke to do to President George when we are the former is why Yeke is not telling him, since they were good, you taught me this, and I'm going to do it to you. It's wrong. So I'm going to say the NSA does not have the authority to arrest any lawmaker because the president have used certain kinds of statements that has the propensity to undermine our peace and our democracy.
How grave is that statement when he said if the president went after any one of his relatives, he would kill the president? How grave?
That was a proposition. I condemn that. That was the proposition. Yet is using it. And if the word "if" is used, yet they say, if this happened, this is what I've done. He did not commit a crime. Yet we're not upright to say, I will kill the president. That's a different issue. He's saying it. So if Joseph Waka doesn't go after Yeke for preaching and Yeke what he's not doing to him, then there will be, then that statement is moot. So I don't think it is the right precedent or the procedure to have Yeke arrested. And the Speaker of the Republic of Liberia, I think he knows that the higher decision-making body of the House of Representatives is plenary. So any decision, any communication to the Speaker, that communication has to come on the floor, and that communication will be voted for.
And it's going to get overwhelming vote in favor of Yeke against the executive branch of government?
I tell you, when the executive supported Yeke's attitude on the former president, I think Yeke will get the needed votes. Mind you, the Coalition for Democratic Change has almost 25 to 26 lawmakers. I don't think any one of them going to differ with Yeke because this is a precedent. And now we have precedent. This is what we thought and it was wrong. Yeke was doing it with the entire opposition was clapping the cherry Yeke. He became a hero. Yeke then a hero. He cannot be now the barman in the show. He will still be maintained as the hero for the Republic of Liberia. Did you see the amount of votes that Yeke got in the elections? I think if I can second to Yeke in terms of number, I will only above Yeke in terms of percentage in the entire country. So this is a serious matter. It has to be careful that way.
Given the toxic atmosphere, Honorable Marvin, what can you say to the president? Assume that you are sitting with him and the atmosphere is volatile right now. What can you advise him?
I would tell him, Mr. President, the vehicle that we are riding, that is the Republic of Liberia, you are the shock absorber of the vehicle. You need to absorb all of the shock, all of the heat, all of the weight. This is what the country that we found ourselves. Because people call for those kind of people, Mr. President, if you thought Yeke to have been very rude to the former president, I think Yeke is only coming back to tell you what you taught me. I mean, I have graduated, and you need to feel pinch of what you are teaching me. Because he, at no point in time in his campaign, ever condemned the action of Yeke towards the presidency of the Republic of Liberia. At no point in time he ever did that.
What is the atmosphere at the legislature, specifically the House of Representatives? Has it brought a split between y'all?
We are very concerned while the budget hearing is going on. If any attempt, I think, to have Yeke arrested, not giving the due courtesy to him and respecting the rule of law, that is the constitutional authority, I think the budget process will have some serious setback. So I think the NSA does not have an authority to just arbitrarily request for the surrender of Yeke to the NSA body. That decision to the House of Representatives, that request must go on the floor and will be debated and then vote will be taken before the Speaker can make any decision.
Have you spoken to Speaker Kofa on this?
When I was in the budget section, I'm on my way to the advise the Speaker as chairman on rules or an administration. I think the procedure, when you receive those kind of communique from the executive or any other body, that communique must be able to be sent for the plenary, and discussions around that will be debated and will be voted for. Until the plenary can take that decision, we had instant cases. So I don't think Yeke is just going to be arrested by the NSA because he used the words. He said it before. Excuse me. He said it before against the former president, and nothing was taken. No action was taken against him, and the entire opposition were protecting him. When attempts were made, I wanted to just remember, but Yeke taking Terry Lane on 12th Street. It was a complete standoff. The entire opposition came to condemn the government why they wanted to arrest Yeke for behaving rude.
So should that be the normal now? If somebody did something in the past, it should be done in the present.
But these are the same people who did what they did. So Yeke, I'm telling you, we are living in a nation that has the school of thought that we are a Christian nation. A Christian nation where our foundation was built on a Christian principle. If Yeke were insulting his uncle, then you were clapping for him. Now he has come to insult his father. It's fair enough. But just accept it.
Before you go, Honorable Marvin Cole, what you guys doing to bring such a situation under control? You guys are the honorable. The legislature is the first branch of government. Not only Yeke, but other undesirable behavior. What you guys doing to bring such a situation under control to restrain it so that it doesn't happen again, not only Yeke, but any other person, because it borders on your individual reputation and credibility as lawmakers?
Let me say this. That's what I said. I condemn. I underscore the word condemn. Any act and all acts that will try to undermine the democracy of our country, knowing where we come from, and I do not support those elementary languages, those three words that were being used against each and other, each person. And one of the things that everybody now looking at, the individual, the little girl was being bullied by individuals. And that the individual who took the photo of this little girl that was being bullied by those individuals, they were being seen by the president's children celebrating. I think this is wrong. It's just wrong. That was the beginning of the provocation. So if Yeke did it to the president and the president did it to another little girl, it means that we have to, the NSA must be able to have the guts to invite Tantan Baka and his life. I was having this photo. The gentleman that took the photo must be arrested or invited also. Did you ever see the NSA inviting them? No. So it's not wrong. The president has the right to live as any single citizen of our country has the right to live. So if words were used against a single citizen of our country, no action were taken. Wanting the presidency should be an exception. So I strongly condemn the actions of both sides, but Yeke has constitutional immunities on him as a legislator. It was the very opposition that voted him to be lawmaker.
So is it because, sir, is it because he has this legislative immunity that he will go overboard, that he will go ultra?
No, he's not going up track. I'm saying to you, the opposition community taught Yeke the language to use. And Yeke is telling them he has graduated from that institution. He's not using it on them. Taught your child how to speak well or sing, and when your daughter or your son is singing properly, the best thing is to just help your child. So that is what happened with the opposition community. And right now they are the incumbent. So the very prevalent behavior of the former president George Manneh, I think Joseph Baka needs to emulate the good example of His Excellency George Manneh, our former president.
Thank you so much for coming on Bits and Pieces. I appreciate your presence, Honorable Marvin Cole.
I do appreciate and I want to advise the NSA Plus, you do not have such authority to arrest any city lawmaker except you are given the authorization by the body of the unit of that body to give you such authorization. So thank you very much, and we'll watch the political play. If Yeke is arrested, there will be legislative action taken. I can guarantee that.
Your protest at the House?
There will be legislative action taken.
What kind of action protest?
Legislative action.
Your result to no session?
Legislative action.
The House will come to a standstill?
Legislative action.
They will have the budget hearing?
Everybody.
Those are all legislative actions. If Joseph Baka is prepared for the budget to have a setback, then they can go ahead and have Yeke arrested.
You will be stifling the advancement of the country economically.
We are not stopping the advancement of the country. This is why we told them it was wrong. when they were celebrating with Yeke, and they were encouraging Yeke. Yeke became a very big loose animal, individual. He was doing what he was doing, insulting the president, and then they were clapping for him, and he and Joseph Baga were on the same campaign trail. His Excellency Joseph Baga, I regret the situation that you are the kind of age person and you are being caught between the web. I think his children, the president's children, drew him to this whole syndicate because they had no right to have been with a photographer who was on Spoon TV saying that he took the picture, and then the president's children were celebrating that they got Yeke and they were going to bring Yeke down. So they drew the presidency into the public disrepute.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Honorable Marvin Cole. Look forward to talking with you, bringing you on as the events unfold.
Thank you very much.
That's Honorable Marvin Cole sharing his thoughts on the ultimatum given to Representative Yeke Koluba by the National Security Agency to turn himself in within 24 hours on the show Bits and Pieces on Voice of Life 104.1.
89.7 in Kakata and 90.7 in Bankabong County. So the debate or the conversation is getting heated, and we are here and waiting to see every bit and piece of the unfolding situation with Yeke Koluba and that of the NSA. It's good. So I still taking call. Let's hear you. Let's hear your say on the issue this evening. 0770-907-907, 0770-907-907. The NSA has requested Representative Yeke Koluba to turn himself over within 24 hours. Alternator. Hello? Oh, okay. 0770-907-907. To turn himself over within 24 hours in one day time.
Yeah, the representative is right. Representative Marvin Cole is right. Those are you can every day the government will make mistake. Instead of who actually advising the president from a legal point, from a security perspective. Well, why government after government will continue to run into errors?
Hello. 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 0770-907-907. Hello. Hello. You coming very low.
You are on the air, Chief.
Hello.
Hello, Sam.
Yeah, your name and where you come from?
Yeah, well, I'm having a problem.
Yeah, Williams, there you.
Thank you for the program. Sam, I'm monitoring our whole program. On the program, say what making you say this? They look at anything. Why they put this in the get forced that way? That guy was there. What things he did it? You see, I put it on that. Forceful never he forced upon it. You know, that figure is damaged. Can you look at you can say for me, a politician not being in news, I'm about them. You are there. But when they get, they get killed, they get defended, they get angry.
Okay.
It would be my daughter. You see?
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good evening. Your name and where you come from?
Thank you. This is Zach F. Bembo. I call from Okokard.
Regular Bembo. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Let me commend you guys for the discussion. But I want to respectfully disagree with the Honorable when I sense some level of contradiction by him when he was on saying that he does not support what Yeke is doing, but say people supported it yesterday, so it should be. I think what was wrong yesterday is wrong today. Now, one thing I thought physicians who have done is to exercise high level of maturity over the Unity Party partisans to show how mature they are even when they are in opposition. But to celebrate this kind of thing in the name of it happening to us, so it is happy. It's unfortunate. If I were in Martinford district, I would have get up every morning and be sorting. Let's see whether you would be happy with that.
Oh, okay. So listen now. Hello. Listen to me now. Okay, Yeke is doing it. Then the president children, Jojo and Tantan, they celebrated a leaker photo about Yeke in a girl. Tarnish in a girl repetition. So Laona call for insulting Jojo and Tada too. When you go to Mavico, this to insult Mavico.
This is for the presidency. This is about our country, and it is not something that people should play with. This is why people taking the to be like the police and give more respect to the. That's wrong.
Yeah, thank you for your say. Hello.
Thank you. My name is James, and I call from Freeport.
Yeah, James, I hear you.
I listened to the representative who just left now, Representative Poole.
Mhm.
You know, it is quite frustrating to listen to a lot because we have a lot of preparation. It's something that doesn't really correspond with the discussion. Now, he's sitting there and wanting to support and supporting the presidency. Not even a person, but they have a negative effect on the country and he himself as the legislator. He doesn't understand that, he doesn't realize that.
So, what's the negative effect it has on the country? Insulting a president, what's the negative effect it has? What is the negative effect it has? What is it? What is it? Explain the negative effect. Effect is not insult. What is the negative effect you said?
Now, we are in a society of accountability. Now, we know
Chief, what is the negative effect insulting a president has on a country?
Hello. Good evening. Your name and where you come from? Samuel, let's hear you.
Yeah, my brother, sometimes the Bible does not contradict itself. You said train or a child when he or she will not depart from it. And whatsoever man doeth, there will he reap. What happened in the past is that it has the potential to happen.
Okay.
The only advice I have for the president of this country is to be very moderate in handling the problems of the nation. The fact remains that the security problem of the nation rests on his shoulders. It should concentrate on the progress that is available. That when after Yankee, because when after we got it would diminish the prestige. So I urge you to be moderate and be in handling the state affairs. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hello. Yeah, your name and where you come from?
My name is Roger.
Yeah, let's hear you, Roger.
Yeah, actually, I like the thing that you get doing because he who for somebody will be expecting another one on the issue. The thing they were doing to just they say, oh, we are just what to do. The kind that you have to do, you have to carry the key of you to get there. So John Banana, and you can bring the thing to them. You was setting the president at that time, 2023. And this kind of to them. 2023 was setting the president, they were around. Love they got. They can't say anything to say, oh, this thing that we the president is not good. You getting me, sir?
Yeah, following. Thank you. Hello.
Hello?
Your name and where you come from?
Yeah,
Margaret David, let's hear you. Oh, Margaret going off. Hello. 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 Jose, your line very bad. Your line, yeah. Hello.
Morris Johnson. I'm calling from Jacobstown.
Yeah, Morris, I hear you.
Okay, very good. All I want our advice to also do is dedicate ourselves to the advice of the president, who is in Kenya. It's not necessary to be on the air. It's not good. It's not do anything for the country. I don't like to also things, no? Enough.
Okay, thank you. Hello. Hello. Yeah, go ahead. Your name and where you come from? Yeah, let's hear you.
I don't know why the people that they get stolen for now. They can use nothing against the place. But it's the person who is to attack the somebody. But I think right now when they attack somebody, they wait. You should attack them when they're going to get them. Go to us, that's them.
Thank you. Hello. Hello. Yeah, your name, where you join us from?
I'm Jack Zikabaga.
Yeah, Jack, let's hear you.
You know, thank you very much for not cutting that what said the honorable man was speaking Yari. You know, in life, when you want to show anaconda, the pet that you raise to harm other people.
But they say anaconda is not a pet. According to Martin K and call you.
Happened. Yesterday, the Yoruba man they say that it's getting enough time. Yesterday we said the woman had 3 senses in a fact that God gives them. It you can put that for I think when they're talking about today, it's into the future. So that today you ask God to give back the 3 senses.
You're well. You're well now.
From me.
Okay.
Why you God is doing to the country, he's an early person. But at the early age of that, our younger generation today, they're doing some other folks, what an other state our life, look there. Don't encourage your child to make even other people.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's go to the messages. We've got some messages on. Yeah, thank you for leaving your message as well as the call that you did. We've got to go to what came out from the court. There's confusion. One group is saying this court said y'all give Bishop's vehicles back. Another two or three say no, misinterpretation. But let's take few of what you've sent. Uh, this one, Mr. Cannon. Sorry, you said Mr. Cannon. Mr. Cannon is not your full name, so I can read it. You have a very good message. Your right eye is good, but attach your full name. Don't use any C or a single name. No. What does one said? No, it's not a good comment to read. You want to stop being unruly. Just go as normal. No name here again. No, we can't do that, Chief. We're not obsessed for comments. We're not obsessed with comments. Or no, you have to put your full name. You don't write and leave it and expect that we'll read it. Richard Tolba, okay, he said Representative Tolba time as representative is over. The Bible says the fool shall die before his time. Let's see what happened to Tolba. Representative Marvin Cole, yeah, they're not opposition thing we're talking here. This is from Richard Tolba from Mount Barclay. And who else? This one from Otello Grisby from BSA Road. He said, despite I seriously condemn the statement from the honorable man in question, but Unity Party and Boaka set a trap for themselves because when Boaka was an opposition, he never spoke on Yeke's action toward we are in. So he, President Boaka, to live with it as well. It often said, what goes around must come around. Otello Grisby following from GSA Raw. And that's Mosim AD Kowo. Your last name is Chowoe. And you didn't say, but it's good that you send your full name. He said, if Yeke be arrested by this government, then it proves to me that JMB is very ill in the brain. He needs to be arrested because of allegedly. Okay, all right. So the other one is all mixed up. Take time to write. Don't rush. Yeah, don't rush. The radio, yeah, take time. And this one is Ishmael Z. Kumar from Cinco. He said this issue is 100% better for what Boagai is getting. Let them know that what goes around comes around. And then the last one, who no name yet. This one is long. No, sorry, you didn't include your name. Okay. So That will be doing it. Let's see how it ends. But the country finds itself in another terrible situation. The president has to be careful. Even though some of you are lambasting Representative Marvin Cole, but the representative is right. He's just making reference to the past like any other person. We've all made reference to the past. Yeke was on Unity Party side. Yeke will curse George Weah. They will go to George Weah man, his wife, everything. And Unity Party people today was hailing him. Why it is true that it's wrong, but you don't give credence to that which you know is unethical. It is untraditional. Simply because you are against the person to whom it is happening against. Knowing fully well that one day you will extend. So that's a problem. It's hard. Nobody will forget this thing. This thing called referencing the past, it will be on until President Joseph Imabwaka constitutionally leaves the presidency. Everybody will make reference to the past. The precedents, what they call precedents. Ask the lawyers. When you see the lawyers in court, what you see them doing? They're referencing events. They can call it opinion. They're going to events that happen, rulings, that precedents. So they use that as justification for the action that should be taken or for the judge to let go or to dismiss that case. So everything you do is precedents. In the Bible, those of you who want you're quoting Proverbs 22, 22:6, which is no relation to this. The verse that you should be quoting is Matthew 7:12. It says, "Do unto others as you have them do unto you." If I want Dra to cause me, I should not do anything to insult Dra. If I do it, I've already planted a seed. So that the verse you should be using, not Proverbs 22:6. Use Matthew 7:12. He said, "In everything, then do unto others as you have them do unto you." Then the other concern that I will call to allow him go, saying that nonsense. With the voice that we play, but isn't the latest?
Yeah, that's the latest.
That's the latest. You get reaction. You hear the man saying, "How did we know that it went to his speaker?" He told us before
yeah.
Representative Marvin Cole. How will we take? Second, did not play that. Now that we can play it, now that it is not available, or it is not right for airing. Yeah, that's why Sekou did not play it this morning. Yeah, I did not play it. We're only talking about it. Then he called and think that he more ethical. The things that are being played on pro-government radio, on Unity Party radio, you ever look at them with the audacity to say this is unethical? You think that you alone in Liberia or you're alone? Or you think we can follow each other? We follow each other, we listen to each other. The things that are being played on Unity Party radio, you have the audacity to tell them that it's unethical. At least we probably ethical. If we're bad people, we play. Or we want it because it's unethical. We have our profession. The one that has no abusive language, that's why we play. Then you won't even listen to it. You just bump into the show because they're talking about your press conference.
He was not even listening.
Yeah.
So he don't know as to which version are we playing
Yeah.
or discussing.
So
all he know is that Yeke, and because he know that Yeke been vocal on the government, so he just let me just join Yeke.
He one of those that can just jump. Those sidewalk talk. When you hear people talking, they jump inside. They can say, "Oh, that my right." You're joining that street thing. That one here. Any intellectual, and most people have done it, will call and say, "Oh, I just bumped into the show, and I heard you people talking this, but I want to have an understanding." And then the talk show host will give you a hint, which is normal. That's intellectualism. It doesn't say that you don't know
or you are not listening.
Yeah, but you want to know how to come in. Yeah, then you just call and say unethical, Andre. you let voice more than all. We can play that thing. We can even play the one the man say you will kill the president. We're just talking because you can't hide it.
Yeah.
Well, who can play those things? We play that one. The man said that the latest. The man say NSA invited him. He went to the speaker and he will not go.
So the speaker calling saying,
Yeah. Then the other man who
well, how would the mayor is an honorary president. The mayor is representing the entire district.
don't call her
So
that.
yeah, so any
Don't,
attempt to arrest
don't polish your man and man.
arrested the poor
Yeah. Then the other man who said he tried to he said insulting the president high effect here on the country. What an effect. So there was no effect when they see Yeke man together with other people and even some of the Unity Party people that are in government today were insulting we are then. Yeah, Dillon Ray, in from me. Yeah, Dillon referred to we are as gang. Yeah, against or rather. President, the man referred to President Weah, Dillon, who is strong supporter of Unity Party. How did he refer to President George Weah? He said as gang, and then he all kinds of things. Let's play some.
We give God a glory for the business of the rescue mission to rescue this country from the hands of the ongoing Weah regime and his gang. We look forward to a very prospective, positive 2024. I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, and when you behave as a gangster, when you behave as a gangster, like when you behave as a gangster, 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 I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, you are a gang. I am deliberately saying it. I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, you are a gang. I am deliberately saying it. I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, you are a gang. I am deliberately saying it.
Let somebody use this expression on Boaga. All the people. And now you know tradition. And now you know this country is traditional. Some of you are very unruly to other people who are older than you. Some of you are unruly in your houses, in your community, everywhere. Who is clean? Who hasn't insulted? When you people got to know that insult is wrong, some of you insult your own pastor that preaching to you. You insult your church memory. You insult your bosses. You all everywhere. Who is clean? So we activate John 8:7. You know what John 8:7 said? He said, "He who hasn't sinned, who has no fault, he who is the cleanest of all, let him be the first to throw the stone." Nobody. Well, the president is not immaculate. The president is not Nebuchadnezzar. The president is not almighty. The president is the citizen of the country, one of 5.4 million that was elected. And he's respected as the president, but he's not the God. The president himself uses words on people. Why do you not look at the president and say it's wrong? This country is traditional. When Liberia became a traditional society, when Liberia became a traditional, do you see tradition yet? Some of you don't even know how to greet your elder. You show disrespect just from greetings. There are other things that we can't even go to. Then you say elder will have causing the president will have effect on the country. Well, if at least he's dry.
Yeah. So
what kind of effect?
You can say he has his own others. These colors, some of them surviving at the expense of their participation on various talk shows, and when they call like that, we want to see all of the activities, to describe the small thing they want to talk or contribute to what you're discussing. But they will add of the big, vocabulary on it.
So the men my man, thank you. Thank you. We heard it. At least you made my point. Comer, let me that so play.
So let me that the rendezvous.
Yeah.
So they say, no good.
Yeah, but we saw in church, we got time. At certain point in time, George, we have people, they were complaining. They were complaining. They say they can't call. Their money fee, they call on various talk shows. I know how many months yet. They weren't getting anything. But we did not know that there was a PO. It was at certain point in time we heard them complaining. Say, oh, so the whole thing high looking. Those are happening to loud the person I heard that thing up there.
Yeah.
So that why you can do the man and say, oh, boy, come here. Come here. We got to survive.
They come with the downtrodden got to survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't call from radio station to radio.
So
So we monitor it.
Yeah. So they can listen to almost all of the talk shows.
We're monitoring to the dome.
Yeah. They listen to almost all of the talk shows in the morning. They will listen to Voice of Liberia, QFN, the OK, the Freedom. They want to know which of the stations critiquing, which one is taking side. So they will make their point on all of the platforms. So when they are making their point, and people start to know them. And why when politicians enter the community, they call us who frequently call. When you get there and take the microphone, because then there was a question and answer, when you take the microphone and start to introduce yourself.
Right, you know that much.
How the political they want, former President Joe. Yeah, so when the politicians hear that, they say, oh, but the guy needs to be worked on. You know, we got to work with the president. So they are more like found in the how do you call it? The public relation arm. That has to do with the political officer in the offices of the representative. So most of them can be found in that position. But then here we say, you don't just work up because that's your means of survivability in society. Then it means you got to imply at all of the time. Now, political season is over. What now we're looking at is implementation. So your government now is responsible.
That's something I really love. They're doing all kind of things using serious situation. They say you can call about, but the guy responded. Last thing you can for using his name. They created all kinds of stuff.
They don't want to destroy everybody. But Yeke is complacent. Yeke is consistent as well. You know, he's complacent and he's consistent. So campaign time is over. What now would you be thinking on is how can this government implement what they told us? That's what we offer right now. So we need a responsible government. We need a government to exhibit that wisdom. We want to bring to the wisdom of this government, the experience of this government that people rely on and say, we were bringing this government to this path and they have brought the government to this path.
Okay.
So we need implementation right now.
So let's move to the assets recovery. What came up, two different documents. Well, one school of thought say the code instructed that the assets recovery team should impound all gracious ride vehicle. Another one said, no, not true. So this is the confusion. And if you look at the two documents, one is from the access recovery team, and the next sheet is just blur, and you wonder whether it came from the Supreme Court. But anyway, the modern time now, the people still using temperature, some of those areas. So yeah, is it? The argument from this one is that no, the court did not say that all gracious ride vehicles should be impounded. Rather, the assets recovery team fell below the belt with its investigation. That means it did not investigate, but move with political stuff. So I think this is the reaction. Because what it has here, please bear with me, not will fight, try the best we can. It says assets recovery and property retrieval, tax force. And then what year? It's April 8th, which is today. His Honor Yusuf D. Kaba, Associated Justice, residing in Chambers, Temple of Justice, Republic of Liberia, in reference, gracious ride by and through the manager, Francis T. Blamo, petition for a rate of prohibition versus the Assets Recovery Task Force, headed by Councillor Edwin Martin, also of the city of Monrovia, Liberia, responded. May it please your honor. That means their return, if it is true in law, as they call it. On the 28th day of March, the petitioner in the caption cause of action filed a petition for prohibition before your honor and this honorable court against the respondent herein on ground that legality was not obtained to make inquiry of petitioner's title documents and to have proceeded to park petitions vehicles for verification. Second paragraph. Respondent submits. That means that the assets recovery now, we are petitioner, that's the complainant, respondent, defendant. Respondent submits and says that its action was not deliberate to disenfranchise the petitioner, but same was done to investigate the allegation of suspicion surrounding the acquisition of petitioner's vehicles. Respondent maintains that the investigation of suspicious assets falls within the mandate of the Executive Order number 126, which was announced by His Excellency Joseph Yoma Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia. They're concluding in their statement. However, respondent submits and yields to the petition in part. That means partly we are guilty. Yield to the petition in part and says that the authority of the court and appropriate laws will be applied. Not was applied, but will be applied. So they simply say we falter. Partly we falter, partly we're right. Will be applied in consonance with due process and the rule of law. Meanwhile, respondent informs your honor, and this honorable court that it reserves its right under the law to proceed with legal investigation. Respectfully submitted, Edwin K. Martin, respondent, chairman, Assets Recovery and Retrieval. So then what's the next one? This is the one I'm certain media components running with and saying the Supreme Court. This one, it says, Office of the Clerk, Supreme Court of Liberia, Temple of Justice, Republic of Liberia, April 8th. Councillor Edwin K. Martin, chairperson, the Assets Recovery Task Force. Dear Councillor, in reference, gracious right by and through its manager, Francis Thomas, petitioner, versus the Assets Recovery Task Force, headed by Councillor Edwin Martin, also of the city of Monrovia, responded. Caption, petition for a writ of prohibition. By directive of His Honor Yusuf D. Kabah, Associate Presiding in Chambers, and considering the attached communication from the respondent, you are hereby informed that the justice has declined to issue the writ prayed for by the petitioner, reserving the rights to respondent to proceed in keeping with law. And then they get kind regards, then very truly yours, Councillor Sam Momolukwak, Supreme Court of Liberia. So this is the one draw everybody running with. But the first one, they're not bringing it out. So this is where the confusion is. The first one, the Assets Recovery people say, yes, okay, Your Honor, we accept. We partly blunder. but we are also part of it. However, we're going down with the law. And the next one, the next sheet is the gracious right or gracious right card should be back.
And let me see. Well, the issue here right now is kind of complicated. You don't just run with one-sided issue, but we yet to see the actual truth. But here is my take on the two issues. One of these two, you got petition for a rate of prohibition, and this other is petition for a rate of prohibition. So now, what here is that this second component that you read, uh, addressing the counselor, it appears opinion. It appears opinion to me, and that I won't give it a credence if I am a lawyer or if I am a law understanding person. Why? Because the magnitude in this first one addressing uh, His Honor UC Kaba, the Associate Justice presiding in Truma, Temple of Justice, is different from this one addressing Councilor Edwin Clark Martin. So what here now is the two documents are similar. But what contradict is has to do with the one addressing Councilor Edwin Clark that has to do with the Access Recovery Task Force. They are by the directive of His Honor UC Kaba. They are quoting from UC Kaba. According to them, they are quoting. And the other one here is giving the descriptive of the case we've been following with Gracious Ra. And that has to do with it was on the 28th day of March 2024. The petitioner in the caption cause of action filed a petition for prohibition before the honor. So now the two thing here, we are actually, looking at the issue to say Supreme Court. They got one of the documents there. You got Supreme Court stamp. You got the seal as well, and the other one, the running way, you got seal, but you don't have stamp. And I don't know which one is really the original, but I think the one with stamp and seal should be the one that we consider being guaranteed and consider to be original. But until then, we are still trying to fast check, and maybe tomorrow we'll be here and we'll give you the actual document to substantiate the claims as to whether the court has dropped the petition or the issue of Gracious Bra, whether Gracious Bra has really claimed or gained their status as they have been dragged by the Access Recovery team to the Supreme Court following the seizing, of their vehicle. And then the Access Recovery team is claiming that they stay whole on the matter. But then what we see now is they are going back and accepting that Supreme Court have ruled the case in the other document. Supreme Court has ruled the case, but it's not in their favor. But then they accepting that they err in some point where they have to go about arresting the vehicle without getting a permit from any other court or establishing a case from any court, but rather they went on and had the vehicles arrested and were being sent to the central police station, and later they were being dragged to the Supreme Court. So we yet to understand, and we are still finding investigation and to see as to whether who is right and who is not right. But remember, the first case the Access Recovery team lost was the issue on the arrest of the former IG Patrick Stu car he purchased from the Liberia National Police. So the Access Recovery team, we are still following the issue of Gracious Ra as to who is telling truth and who is telling lie. Is it Gracious Ra or the Access Recovery team? So we gotta go, Sam.
Yeah, Okay, so let's leave this one with you. The Senate will be taking a decision, a vote on tomorrow on the War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia. Then the Liberia National Bar Association will declare full support for the setting up of the War Crimes Court in Liberia. Okay, so that's all the time we've got to be on the show. We're back tomorrow. Join us if you can. However, the news is up in on just under 8 minutes, and then right after the news, you have the repeat of this morning's presentation. Good morning, Liberia, with Sekou Sharif and Samira Walla. You don't want to miss it. And a fresh edition is on tomorrow morning from 7 till 10 o'clock. Until then, this is Voice of Liberia. My name is Sam Andrews.
I'm Edwin Melvin Juan.
Patrick Star was on the camera. Shalom.
Don't trouble nothing too much, you know.